new contract in the European League crushed the WNBA.
The EuroLeague has allegedly just sent a huge offer to Caitlin Clark that she may not be able to resist. After the jealousy from the WNBA, the EuroLeague could be a perfect switch for CC. $100 million is the figure floating around. She's getting paid $74,000 from the Indiana Fevers at the minute, and $28 million from Nike over 4 years. Caitlin could be the highest-paid women's basketball player if she accepts.
And look at what the NBA became. Even when Jordan was ascending and the league clearly saw that that was the dude, and Nike was marketing the living hell out of Michael Jordan. I want to be like Mike. It was still Bird and Magic.
The WNBA without Caitlin will fall to crumbs. Left with 0 star players, sponsorships will put out of long-term deals and will leave WNBA players flying Spirit Airlines. From private jets they have been crying for all season long, to Spirit.
To know that the highest paid WNBA player last season made $300,000. $300,000, the highest. But not only to make more than that, you're going to make the most money that any woman has ever made in the WNBA.
Caitlin turned down a $5 million deal before. She's made it clear it's not about the money. She loves basketball and isn't demanding for extra pay like other players. Same can't be said for Angel Reese, though. Angel acts like a child, whilst 22-year-old rookies would dream of getting her wage. It's safe to say she will be complaining a hell of a lot more if Caitlin leaves the WNBA. So prepare yourself, WNBA players who hated on CC, because if she does go to Europe, things will change massively.
We need to be seeing her drop 50 on us next weekend, you know? So I love her. I think she's the best player. Forget I ever said Paige is the best player in the country. I think she's the best player of all time. I don't know whoever said that I said that Paige is the best player in the country.
The world of women's basketball has been shaken to its core with reports that the EuroLeague is prepared to offer Caitlin Clark a staggering $100 million deal. To put that into perspective, the magnitude of this offer is not just groundbreaking, it's historic. Caitlin Clark, however, represents something entirely different. She's more than just a basketball player, she's a cultural phenomenon. Her skills on the court are unmatched, but it's her ability to transcend the game and capture the attention of a global audience that has made her the hottest commodity in women's sports today. The EuroLeague, seeing this once-in-a-lifetime talent, has recognized an opportunity to elevate women's basketball to a new level, and they're willing to make a massive investment to do so.
There could be a team overseas who would love to snatch Caitlin Clark away from us and give her a crazy offer.
If Caitlin Clark makes the leap to the EuroLeague, it could signal a shift in power, one where Europe becomes the go-to destination for the world's top talent. This isn't just about one player. It's about the potential for an entire industry to migrate toward better financial opportunities. For the WNBA, which is still grappling with issues of player compensation and viewership, this could be a turning point, and not in their favor.
I'm getting sick of people saying that people need to stop hating on Caitlin Clark. Who? Who hates her? Diana Taurasi came out and said, look, it's gonna be an adjustment when Caitlin gets to the WNBA. Y'all watch. And that's exactly what's happening. Angel Reese did the ring gesture to Caitlin, and y'all have villainized her ever since, and her and Caitlin literally like each other. They have both come out and said so.
The question everyone is asking now is simple. Can the WNBA compete with this kind of financial power? If the league cannot match, or at least come close to, the EuroLeague's offer, they may have no choice but to watch as Caitlin Clark leaves for greener pastures. And if she goes, what happens to the WNBA's future, its fan base, and its sponsorship deals? This isn't just a basketball deal. It's a potential game changer for the WNBA has been riding high on the wave of excitement and attention that Caitlin has brought to the league. Her incredible performances, her ability to fill arenas, and her magnetic personality have all contributed to a surge in interest that the league desperately needed. However, the moment the possibility of Caitlin leaving for Europe became a reality, the mood within the WNBA shifted from optimism to outright panic. This isn't just a player we're talking about. This is Caitlin Clark, the athlete who single-handedly re-energized the league's fan base. Her presence on the court has been a major draw, increasing television ratings and generating significant buzz on social media. Her departure would leave a gaping hole that the league may struggle to fill. The WNBA, already facing an uphill battle in terms of mainstream viewership and media attention, would be left scrambling to find a new star. And the truth is, there's no one quite like Caitlin Clark. She's a rare combination of skill, charisma, and marketability. A player who appeals not just to hardcore basketball fans, but to casual viewers as well. Losing her to the EuroLeague would be a devastating blow, one that could set the WNBA back years in terms of progress and visibility.
Clark is the first player in WNBA history to lead the league in assists and three-pointers made, and she has now scored the most points by a guard in a single season in WNBA history. As a rookie, also the first person in history to lead the league in assists and being top 10 in points. I don't think y'all understand how difficult that is.
The league's panic is not just about losing a star player. It's about the very real financial consequences that could follow. Major sponsors, many of whom have signed deals with the WNBA in large part because of Caitlin's popularity, may start reconsidering their partnerships. Media networks, which have started broadcasting more women's basketball games thanks to the increased viewership Caitlin brings, might pull back. And without her, will fans still fill the arenas, buy the merchandise, or tune into the games? The ripple effect of Caitlin Clark leaving the WNBA could be catastrophic for the league.
Let's just say the ratings aren't the same with Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever now eliminated. Game 1 of the Aces Liberty matchup on Sunday drew an average of 929,000 viewers. Was down nearly 50% from last Sunday's Fever Sun contest. By the way, not only was viewership down, but attendance was as well.
Throughout the season, a subtle but undeniable undercurrent of jealousy has been building among WNBA players. It's not hard to see why. Caitlin Clark, who is still early in her professional career, has become the face of the league, overshadowing many of the established stars who have been grinding for years. For players like Angel Reese and Aja Wilson, both incredibly talented in their own right, watching Caitlin receive all the attention, accolades, and now a massive offer from Europe has been frustrating. Angel Reese, in particular, has been vocal about her dissatisfaction. Known for her outspoken nature, Reese hasn't held back when discussing the WNBA's pay structure, pointing out that her salary doesn't even cover her rent. It's a jarring statement, especially considering the level of skill and dedication it takes to compete at the highest level of women's basketball.
You don't even... Yo! I'm living beyond my means! It's like... No, my rent is more than that. It's 8,000. I'm living beyond my means. Like y'all think. Babe, if y'all thought... It's like... Let me stop.
While Caitlin Clark's meteoric rise has captivated the sports world, players like Reese and Wilson have felt sidelined. They believe they've put in the work and contributed significantly to the growth of the WNBA, but they haven't received the same level of global attention. The fact that Caitlin is now being courted by the EuroLeague with a huge offer has only deepened the resentment. For players who have spent years battling for recognition and fair compensation, seeing a newcomer like Caitlin receive such an astronomical offer feels like a slap in the face. What's particularly interesting about this dynamic is that the jealousy is not just about money, it's about legacy. Players like Angel Reese and Aja Wilson want to be remembered as pioneers of women's basketball, but with Caitlin Clark dominating headlines and potentially moving to Europe, they fear they may be left in the shadows.
People are talking about women's basketball, but you never would think that we'd be talking about women's basketball. I'll look back in 20 years and be like, yeah, the reason why we watching women's basketball is not just because of one person, it's because of me too, and I want y'all to realize that.
Caitlin Clark has done what many thought was impossible. She has reignited a passion for women's basketball. Her presence on the court has had a direct impact on the WNBA's attendance and viewership. Fans flock to see her play, and her number 22 jersey has become a staple in arenas across the country. She's not just another player, she's a phenomenon. When she steps onto the court, people pay attention, and that has had a huge effect on the league's overall visibility. The Indiana Fever, for example, has seen its highest viewership in years, thanks largely to Caitlin's star power. It's not just about her ability to score points, though she does that at an elite level. It's about her ability to connect with fans. She brings energy, excitement, and most importantly, attention to a league that has struggled to break through the noise. What happens if Caitlin leaves? Without her, the WNBA could find itself in an even deeper viewership crisis. Sponsors and networks who have invested in the WNBA because of Clark's marketability might start to reconsider their deals. The arenas that are currently packed with fans eager to see her could see empty seats once again. The league, which has been trying to build momentum, could be set back by years if they lose their most bankable star. Caitlin isn't just a player, she's a brand, and her departure could take a huge chunk of the WNBA's viewership with her. Another issue that has plagued Caitlin Clark throughout her time in the WNBA is the constant targeting by other players. Whether it's because of her success or the attention she receives, Clark has been on the receiving end of more fouls than any other player this season. It's hard to ignore the fact that this isn't just about aggressive defense, it's about jealousy.
Caitlin Clark, it seems like this entire season, she was the solution for so many things, but so many players, coaches, media people, so many people were also painting her out to be the problem. She could never do enough. She could never speak out enough. Her fans were the issue. Fever fans were the issue.
Players have fouled Clark more than any other star, and it's a clear reflection of how her peers view her. They're not just competing with her on the court, they're trying to take her down a notch. The frequency of these fouls reveals an underlying resentment. For some players, Caitlin's success feels like a threat, and the way they've chosen to deal with that is by playing rough, hoping to intimidate her or slow her down. This targeting has taken a toll on Clark, both physically and mentally. She's been vocal about the challenges of being constantly fouled, and it's easy to see why she might be tempted to take her talents overseas where she could potentially face less animosity. After all, if she's going to be treated like an outsider by her peers in the WNBA, why not explore other options where she might be treated with the respect she deserves?
To me, Angel may have exceeded expectations, even more so than Caitlin.
If Caitlin Clark decides to leave for the EuroLeague, the WNBA's already precarious financial situation could become even worse. The pay structure in the WNBA has long been a point of contention among players, many of whom feel they are underpaid for the amount of work they put in. But if Clark leaves, it's not just about losing a star. It's about losing sponsorships, endorsements, and media attention that have been tied to her presence in the league. Sponsors who have invested in the WNBA because of Clark's marketability might start pulling out of deals if she's no longer playing in the league. Without the financial backing of these sponsors, the WNBA could find itself in an even worse position when it comes to paying its players. This financial fallout could have long-lasting effects on the WNBA's ability to attract top talent. If the pay continues to stagnate, more players might start looking for opportunities overseas where they can earn more money. And without the financial resources to keep its stars happy, the WNBA could be in serious trouble.
Man, Caitlin Clark is just offered $5 million contract to play for Ice Cube's Big Three.
One of the most remarkable aspects of Caitlin Clark's career so far has been the loyalty and passion of her fan base. Wherever she goes, her fans follow, and their support for her is unwavering. Caitlin has managed to cultivate a following that is as dedicated as it is widespread, and her fans are not just casual supporters, they are deeply invested in her success. If Caitlin Clark decides to leave the WNBA for the EuroLeague, it's highly likely that her fans will follow her. In today's globalized world, fans can easily tune into international games through streaming services and social media, and Caitlin's loyal supporters will do just that. They will watch her play no matter where she is, whether it's in a WNBA arena or a EuroLeague court. This is the kind of loyalty that few athletes can command, and it's a testament to Caitlyn's unique ability to connect with her audience.
I'm from Italy. If you want the number 22 of the national basketball team is free.
Yeah, I have Italian heritage, but I don't know about that, so I appreciate that.
The potential loss of Caitlyn's fan base is yet another reason why her departure would be so devastating for the WNBA. Fans who have been drawn to the league because of Caitlyn may lose interest if she's no longer playing in the United States. The WNBA, which has struggled for years to build a consistent fan base, would be losing one of its most valuable assets. Not just Caitlyn herself, but the legions of fans who follow her every move.
And listen, as demonstrated, Caitlin Clark is a beast. She is so popular that they have recently introduced something called the Clark Cam, which is a camera that is just dedicated to following Caitlin Clark around for the entire game, which is then live streamed here on this app.
What's more, Caitlyn's departure could signal a shift in the way fans engage with women's basketball. If more players start leaving the WNBA for international leagues, fans might start looking to Europe as the new hub for women's basketball. The potential departure of Caitlin Clark to the EuroLeague leaves the WNBA in a precarious position. This isn't just about losing a player. It's about losing the player, the star. And it's hard to see how the league will cope without her if she does take the leap. If she leaves, let's be honest, many of her supporters are likely to follow her to Europe. In the end, the WNBA's future hinges on whether or not they can keep their brightest star.
All of this comes together, and you need a star, and she is the star.
If Caitlin Clark decides to leave for Europe, the league could be facing a future without its most valuable asset, and that could have devastating consequences for women's basketball in the United States. If you enjoyed, leave a like and subscribe. More videos are on screen now.